Golden State Warriors in cost-cutting mode. Cost-cutting mode. Time to save money. Time to save money. Gary Payton II coming home. Wiseman gone. Payton for 5 second-round picks that they got in the Wiseman trade. And now we move forward. They're 9th place in the West. Steph Curry's hurt. How you feeling about the Warriors? Do you feel better about their title chances today than you did, let's say, the middle of the week?
I'm assuming good health because you just stated that he's out. But just like Phoenix got an injured player with Durant, whatnot, I do feel better. They needed help on the defensive end, and they got it. Not from somebody they got to work on rapport with, somebody they already had rapport with, somebody that's got a ring. So to answer your question, I like it, but again, there's a lot of things that got me nervous.
As it relates to Curry and his injuries, yes, KD's injured too. But that's what I meant was that's just one team. The Suns are one team.
Right.
The Mavericks, to me, got better.
They did.
They got better. They got a superstar, and if he plays, he's really, really good. I think the Clippers got better. I think the Lakers got better, although I don't know if they can quite get there.
But they did.
Steph Curry. See, this is all I'm saying about Steph Curry and what's dangerous.
Right.
Over the last 6 years, all right, he's missed a lot of games. And you know what? Here's what I'll do. Even if you take out the year that he only played 5 games, 5 of 65, all right? I'm going to take that one out.
A mulligan.
I'm going to take that one out because that does skew the numbers. That would skew the numbers. He's played 3 out of every 4 games the last 6 years. Without that year that he missed the whole year. So we're all I'm saying is we're getting to a point with Curry where 60 games, I think, is what you're going to ask of him because he can play 60 games at a high level. But the less he plays, the more difficult it's going to be to win games. That's all I'm saying. And you know, the days of the big three playing 75 and up, like, they're over. So when I look at the Warriors now, I have to look at a team where, okay, we got Steph. Like, we got to get a backup point guard in here at some point. I'm not saying now. Yeah. You know, how much – it's not so much how much the guys have left when they play. They're still damn good players. But they got to play. They got to play for this team to win a title. Right, but –
can't, you know, Curry off right now. Can't that help the legs? Even though he's got a leg issue. Now that's a whole nother subject. And again, you hit me in the cardiac muscle about last night. You cannot smoke games off like I believe they did last night. And as great as Clay was early and Jordan Poole, I'm not blaming them, but damn, that can't continue because that will have your ass looking up trying to get to the play-in when Steph comes back. And that's the last thing I think this team needs.
See, here's what I would say, because a lot of times you and I get into it about who we point the finger at.
That was collectively last night.
No, you know what I would say? You know who killed him? Kuminga. Kuminga. He lost the game for him. You wonder why Kuminga's not playing sometimes? I mean, wow. He was like, that's the kind of game where if Kuminga would have played like he's played a few other nights, it's probably enough to get the W. So
he played 22 minutes.
How many rebounds he get?
Took 4 shots, 1 rebound. And Andrew Wiggins
how many
was doing
makes?
it. 1.
And it was a
4.
dunk, right?
Yep. 0-2 from 3, -12. But the game's 48 minutes. I get he wasn't bad, but to say they lost because of him, I could say they lost because Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, and Dante DiVincenzo were passing. This team is getting they're dependent on the 3 ball too much.
What I'm getting at is,
go to the rack.
When you say just play the kids, well, you lost that game last night in part because of the kid. Like, the kid didn't give you anything last night. You needed a little something out of the kid. And so, like, to me, Was it Kuminga's fault last night? No, of course it's not Kuminga's fault. But that's the type of L you take when you're trying to get him 22, 25 minutes a game. And that, I just think they're in a hole and people don't realize it.
And they're the worst team in the league amongst 30 teams, Steiny, 29 other teams. They're the worst at getting to the free throw line. I love the game of basketball, and I know we're in the 3-ball era, but you got to have some body punches, some guys going to the rim with reckless abandon to slow the game down and get 2 easy shots. They're the worst in the league. How long where can that take you? And with no Steph Curry, who does penetrate, last night is the perfect example of when the faucet is turned off, you can go 5 minutes and 40 seconds without a bucket. And you got Wiggins, you got Clay, you got Jordan Poole. My thing to you and the people listening, that should never happen without Steph Curry. Phoenix ain't the Pistons.
That's why it does happen. That's why you do go on a drought, because there's not Steph Curry. I got to agree with this guy, my family, where is he on YouTube and Twitch? We got a lot of people on YouTube. Guru and I on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search for Steiny and Guru or 95.7 The Game. Shoot.
What did he say?
I did think of this. It basically said, I wonder if Kuminga was worried about getting traded. I'll give you that. I was thinking the same thing, kind of. I wonder if he had heard his name. And
so Saturday night he'll ball out knowing he's here then. Against the Lakers.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Tim's in North Carolina, gets us started. What's up, Tim? How you doing, man?
What's up, Sonny? Hey, that last thing you just said, that does make a little sense. I mean, these young guys, that probably could have definitely been in his head. He kind of looked a little out of it, so I give you that one. But first, let me preface this by saying, Guru, I love you, man, and I'm all in, but I just don't think they're going to win it this year. I just think it was kind of botched from the beginning. I think it's just too much going on. I think Steph can't stay healthy. I don't see it, and you're not going to win it every year. I mean, we got to understand that. It's just not going to happen. But I don't think it's over, because I think moving Wiseman actually freed you up to possibly be able to offer Draymond an extension. I think that can possibly happen now.
Let me give you some positivity before you go. Did you think they were winning it last year before the ball was tipped?
No, I'm not. I didn't think that. I mean, no, what I'm saying, Guru, is that when I'm saying that, it's just I'm taking big picture everything I'm looking at right now. Once those guys were rolling the way they were last year, man, I was like, hold on, these boys are doing something. All I'm saying is I'm saying this right now after what I've seen and what's in front of them. That's the only reason I'm saying it, Guru. I'm saying I think things have kind of gone. I just don't see it. So I'm not trying to be like go back and all of that. That's all I'm saying. But what I'm saying, Guru, I think now with Wiseman being out of here, they actually may be able to offer Draymond an extension come summertime. And I actually think, guys, and this I'll give you this one, Steiny. I believe we definitely whiffed on Wiseman, but I believe these guys think, if you remember, without those bad ankle injuries, Patrick Baldwin was supposed to be like a lottery pick. I think that they think they have something with that guy. 6'10" guy that can shoot the ball the way he can shoot it. I think they want to get his body all the way right. And I think they still believe they have something with him and Poole and Kuminga, with a young nucleus that may be a part of this future. So that's all I'm saying. I think, and I'm just saying that like I'm saying, Guru, I'm just saying from what I see, sometimes you take some luck to get this thing, man. Last year we had luck. Last year we hit on Otto Porter. We hit on Bielisa. It was a lot of good things that contributed to it. Yeah. This year, we kind of started off rocky. We kind of and it's just lost a lot of games, and the lineup's not figured out. I just think this just might not be the year.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah, and I'm nervous, so I'm not up here passing out candy thinking this is all good and this is how they wanted to do it. You said big picture, Steiny, and the caller. The big picture is Curry's going to be healthy. This team will survive and get into the playoffs, and that's when it's go time.
Yeah. That's the plan. But every time you say they did it last year, I say, well, they're not as good this year. Clay's not as good. Steph's not as good. Draymond's not as good. The bench certainly isn't as good. They're a year older. I think the West got better. I think it's going to be tougher for them this year now, after all the trades that have happened. And maybe it won't work in Phoenix. Maybe it won't work. It's going to work somewhere. It's going to work somewhere. Maybe
Crowder
it's going to
went
work
to Milwaukee.
Maybe it's going to work in L.A. for the Clippers.
Clay had 31 points, not one free throw attempt.
Okay,
I'm not mad at Clay. I'm throwing that to you.
So what's the point? What's your point on that?
I want to hear your answer.
He doesn't
on
drive.
That.
That's my answer, and he's never gotten to the foul line ever in his life. In fact, I think he hasn't gone to the line in each of the last 2 games. He's not a driver. Wait, let me ask you. Are you saying he's getting fouled and not?
No.
Okay.
I would ask Curry. Yeah, a couple of times he made some bunnies though.
No, he did
in the inside. But
well, he drives hard. The guy's got to fall off him, and then he's got a little 3-footer.
Yeah, Wiggins had 2 free throws. Like I understand he played 37 minutes, man. And I know you're supposed to be back, but you're the guy that's supposed to get there 8-9 times. You're capable. But, man, I'm running out of, Wiggins, I know your body was going through it, but while Steph is out, it is imperative that you go to the rack. This team currently constructed cannot finesse their way. Like, Portland plays no defense, and you just settled. Go buy somebody.
Steve's in Fairfield. Hey, Steve, what's going on, man?
Hey, guys. Yeah, I'm happy to get GP2 back. Very happy to get him back. But, for Wiseman, I'm happy for Wiseman to get out of here for his sake because he was basically a victim of circumstance, and some of it was his too. But the Warriors, they won 4 championships, and they don't want to change that recipe. They want it with a big man in each of the years that basically would set screens, pass, and get some rebounds. Wiseman's much more than that. Wiseman's going to get you 14 to 16 right now on the floor. He's very athletic. I know that he sealed his fate. I believe he sealed his fate with the Warriors when he was more concerned about the role, in other words, the role to score, than the pick to set up the greatest shooter in the game. So he did seal his fate. Having said all that, the Warriors didn't whiff on Wiseman. Wiseman will be a perennial all-star. He will go to the Hall of Fame. This will go down as one of the worst trades in Warriors history, right up there with when they traded the rights to Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale for Joe Barely Cares.
Wow. That's a hot take.
Joe Barely.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. Matt Steinmetz there, the Guru Johnson with you. Trade deadline, 45 minutes now complete. Golden State Warriors made a couple moves. James Wiseman, he is going to end up in Detroit. The Warriors are going to get Gary Payton II back from Portland. They traded Wiseman for 5 second-round picks and then picked up Gary Payton, essentially, for 5 second-round picks. Oh, Kevin Knox, too. Let me guess you like him.
No, why would you say that?
Because he's athletic.
You got to be in the game to dunk. But
he's pretty good in warm-ups.
I'm not mad at that caller, and I don't want to take – I'm not a guy that gets off on taking people's hope and positivity. But for you to think James Wiseman or anybody, not been his biggest advocate, if you think you've seen something that makes him a future all-star when he's been healthy, you need some glasses. Because I can honestly say –
but what about the bigger than a Snicker?
He did that. The shoulders grew.
The dribble?
Yeah.
You've been sticking up for him for 3 years, and now you're saying
right, but nothing translated to the court to where you could say, I see it.
So is Steve Kerr an idiot?
On a bad day.
Steve Kerr an idiot now?
No, it's not an idiot. He just they handled him wrong. I can say that, but I didn't see a young Ralph Sampson. I didn't see that. I saw a guy that had to go to the lab on all fronts, and now he's in the new lab in the Motor City.
Let's go to Rodney in Oakland. What's up, Rodney? How you doing, man?
What's up, man? I was just hearing, and I think, man, I think everybody's overreacting. For real. Because, we forget to see how great Draymond is. I ain't never saw a player guard 3 people from the last year before we got Gary Payton and make a miss, bro. Like, people forgot that he's great, man. I think we need to chill. I do think, you feel me, they need to start going to the rim and being slashers and not really depend on that 3, even though they got it. I think they need to, change their system a little bit, you feel me, to convert. But, we got Gary Payton back, man. That's big news, man.
Yeah, it's Gary Payton Jr. Thanks a lot for the call, Rodney. Not Gary Payton Sr.
Yeah.
Now we got a ball game.
The glove.
Now you got to. By the way, with all due respect, did anybody watch Draymond play last night?
I saw the dunk on young Simons trying to bap on his head. Dre sent it out. And then he's so great. Yeah, I'm not telling you that you don't know.
Dre was not very good last night.
Steiny, but the times that he had his arms in the air and guys just bounce off him like a wall and lose the ball, those are the stuff that doesn't go down on the stat sheet.
You know what else doesn't go down on the stat sheet?
Give it to me.
How many times guys score off him now as opposed to in the past? Like, I'm so sick and tired of people saying these guys are the same players they were 5 years ago. Like, I'm not stupid.
He is taking the ball out of the basket more
Stop insulting fans by saying these are the same players as 5 years ago.
But when he's locked in, Steiny,
he can't lock in for as long as he used to. That's what happens when you get old. Let me ask you a question. I hate to do this.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, I heard him the other night, and I was like, you know what? I kind of forgot. I love this guy. I love this guy's personality.
Well, thanks.
I love this guy's demeanor. How was Clay's defense last night? I know it doesn't matter because he had 31. It was very, very bad.
Okay.
So that's a big part of the game. And I'm not sure the Warriors can defend anymore for long, consistent stretches.
Okay.
Because I don't think Clay can do it, and I don't think Draymond can do it. And those two guys were the two guys that could anchor your defense, one in the perimeter, and one inside, and one on the perimeter. Clay didn't let guys go by him, and Draymond was there for the help. Well, Draymond is not quite the same defender, and Clay can't keep people out of the lane like he could. So their defense has been compromised.
Okay, and Steiny, I'm not being a smart ass. How's Chris Paul's defense? How's
better
LeBron James?
Right.
How's Kyrie Irving's? Right. How is Luka Doncic? Look around, man. And I'm not around the league.
There's never been a bad defensive team that's won a title.
Okay.
Ever.
All right.
Ever.
Hey, I'll give you that.
And they're bad.
But when Curry is back and this offense is humming, that's going to be their defense and cutting down on the turnovers. I'm not telling you they're all NBA defense. Those days are gone for everybody in the lineup. But everybody you don't apply that to all these other teams that you got up there, they can win it.
The Phoenix Suns, up until their trade, were better defensively than the Warriors because they have the best defensive player on their team and they have a shot blocker in 8.
Well, they lost Bridges.
I'm just saying. But you ask, well, nobody plays defense. Well, yeah, Phoenix plays better defense than the Warriors.
And I'm looking at Boston. They're giving up 120 every other night. And again, this just regular season, 1 of 82, it can change. But, hey, that's what you saw. I'm not going to fight you. Everything in me is about when it's go time, first you got to qualify. So I'm on pins and needles every game. And that was one I wanted them to build on and say, you went on the road, you won without Steph. You keep smoking these games. You got a new Laker team coming in here Saturday. You drop that's 3 in a row. That ain't good. 2 in a row. I don't like that. You got to survive and stay afloat until Steph gets back, or when he gets back, it could be a wrap.
Dave in El Cerrito. Hey, Dave, what's going on, man?
First of all, I think it's kind of weird that James Wiseman's agent called the show a couple calls back.
That's a 2.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. That being said, we're acting like they can win a title because they somehow won a title last year. But last year, I would posit that they played the worst opponents maybe that any other team has ever played in NBA championship history to win it all. Like the Celtics last year as being the team in the finals, I can't even recall a worse finals opponent that teams have really played. So that was an anomaly, and now we're talking about them like, oh, can they do it again? Like the stars have to line up in such a way that's just insane, that's just not going to happen again. They're going to get beat up so much worse in the playoffs if they make the playoffs. So any idea that this is like a championship team when we're talking about can they even make it just seems absurd.
Go ahead. I agree with him. So I'll let you give a rebuttal.
You guys, hey, I'm not mad at him. That's how he feels. But you guys will not be proven wrong until we see it happen. Until we see it, this team, proven right until we see it happen. And I'm looking at the Nuggets, great story. I'm looking at Memphis, sack. Do they scare you? Dallas, when this Warrior team is healthy, and that's the big if, win. And it all hinges on Steph Curry. But I know you keep going to last year when I bring it up, how they shocked the world. Why I don't like how you say, Goo, you don't win a ring in the regular season. But I feel like you think the Warriors did last year with that 18-2.
You can lose one in the regular season.
I'll give you that. But this is about pedigree. This is about moxie. This is about knowing what you are, who you are when the stakes are the highest. And that's why we got that $100 bet, that dinner bet. And I love all the improved teams, but this team has done it 4 times. And I don't know what that caller was talking about. They were the worst about. Okay, it wasn't their fault Murray was out for Denver.
No,
it wasn't their fault that Ja Morant is jumping in the air, falling on the ground every time you look left. Like, you got that. That ain't the Warriors' fault.